A more local group. We got county commissioners and PUD commissioners. So we are going to start with County Commissioner District 2, Steve Minnich. District 1, Steve Minnich. Is it Minnich or Minnich?
Minnich.
Steve Minnich.
Just like the necklace with the CH on it has the case.
Thanks. I have a hunch I was the one who came the furthest tonight. This morning at 4:30 Pacific time, my alarm went off in my hotel room in Boise, Idaho. At 5 o'clock Pacific time, I was on the bus driving home. This summer, I'm driving tour bus for Northwestern stage lines. It's been a very fun experience, and at the end of the day, I have more energy than I had at the beginning of the day, because when you are doing something you love, you always have more energy, right? And I have so much energy now for the opportunity to be running for our county commissioner. You know, driving buses taught me a lot. I always remind people who are getting on the bus to be very careful with the stairs, because stairs can be tricky, right? Because they're always up to something. But you know, stairs are also important in other ways, because step by step, you rise above the crowd and you get to where you want to go. Those are two good lessons for us to learn, because generally speaking, politicians are tricky because they're always up to something. Public servants, however, are helping you get to where you want to go step by step. That's what I want to be for our county. You know, I'm driving a $1.4 million bus, but I wasn't always a bus driver. I started out training to be an opera singer, and then I became a music teacher, and I was at Inland Empire School of the Bible, teaching choir and Bible studies and Christian education. And then they had a drop in enrollment, and I had to move on to a different job. So my wife and I went to Lewiston, Idaho, and bought a service master business. 3 years later, I sold that business for 3 times what we paid for it. So that was a good thing. And then I went into public school teaching and taught for nearly 30 years in both public and private schools. 14 of those years were here at Kaniksu public schools, and Tara is smiling because her husband was the music teacher here in the Selkirk School District, and Donovan and I got to know each other over the years. I also joined the Air National Guard Band of the Northwest in 1972, and got out in 78, returned in 1991, and served for a total of 26 and a half years as a singing entertainer and low brass musician. I've sung to audiences of 60,000 and televised audiences of 2 million. But I'm actually a very shy person. I stuttered when I was a kid, and I had a crossed eye, and my classmates made fun of me. But I've learned how to overcome these what normally would hold other people back. You know, even though I drive a really fancy bus with all kinds of electronics, the thing I like the most is I can stop anywhere and use the portable potty in the back. We have a portable outhouse, right? I don't know, that may not seem funny to you, but it's hilarious to me, right? You know, back when we were growing up in the 70s, I graduated in 1971. It was, hey man, whatever. Now it's, hey dude, depends. Is nothing going to make you laugh? Come on, that's good. Some things I want to accomplish. Well, bus driving has also taught me this. I love serving others. I love it. I love helping them with their luggage, protecting their possessions, making sure that they don't miss anything as they get off the bus. And on top of that, I get them to their goal. Now, those are three things that every county commissioner should have. The desire to serve others. That's key, isn't it? And also protecting your safety, your health, your welfare, your property. You know, our Declaration of Independence says that we have these inalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, but actually, originally, it was the pursuit of property. But they didn't put that in because they didn't want the southern slave owners to believe that they had a constitutional right to own slaves, to own another human being. But property is very, very important. The Growth Management Act has to go. I don't call it the Growth Management Act, I call it the Gross Mismanagement Act. Last Friday, a week ago yesterday, I had a great conversation with Brian Denzel, running for the office that Kathy McMorris-Rogers is vacating. And he helped to pass the law where counties could get out of the Growth Management Act. Candidly, that would be a very good thing for us. We almost made it. He's remembering that it was the Ione mayor and the Newport mayor who decided not to continue with the Growth Management Act. You know, last Saturday we had the parade, and I gave away a bunch of these cards, and after this group of people have shared their stories, we're going to have a drawing in a public place, so it's all up and coming. I want to finish up with just a couple of things. As a bus driver, you learn to get out and look. If you're going to back up, you got to make sure what's behind you. Well, I'm going to get out and listen. That's my goal, GOAL. Get out and listen. I want to find out what people here in Pend Oreille County are concerned about. I noticed that some of you are watching me as I talk to a couple of Democrats here, even though you know that I'm a staunch Republican. But we had the most helpful conversation on the Zoom meeting. And I realized, you know what? I'm not running as a Republican. I am running as a commissioner. You will not see an R on my poster. There is no R. I'm not running as a Republican. I'm running as a commissioner with my goal to serve you. Please go to steveforcommissioner.com. That's my website. If you'd like to have a copy of my plans for the county, I have 10 copies. Thank you so much. Vote for Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Next up is our first incumbent of the evening, seeking re-election in that same District 1 County Commissioner spot, John Gentle.
Guys, thank you for doing this. I knew it was election season when I saw a photo circulating from 4 years ago. You'll be familiar with the photo. Joe Biden's in an auto factory and he's nose to nose with a guy in a hard hat. He says, "I don't work for you." And it's a foreign concept to me because I look around this room and I can't help but think to myself, if you guys are my boss and this county is my office and my job is to make this county better, I'm already a very blessed man. I'm John Gentle. I'm the sitting county commissioner for District 1, affectionately referred to as the spicy one. Truth is, it might not be affection. It's hard for me to tell sometimes. But I promise I'll live up to that billing tonight, and I'd like to start with this guy's 1984. A woman by the name of Clara Peller, 82 years old, stands all of 4 foot 10 inches tall. She becomes an international overnight sensation, speaking only 3 words. Anyone remember what those 3 words were? 1984.
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Absolutely, where's the beef? Clara Peller is taking it to McDonald's and Burger King in an ad that has become such a great metaphor for campaign season, hasn't it? Because let's face it, everyone on this side of the podium has giant buns right now, right? No offense, guys. It's all giant buns until the 1st of January. You can open up that cheeseburger and see what's inside, and you tell me, is there any beef in there? Listen, every 4 years, people are going to stand right on this spot. And they've all got a shiny thing, don't they? They've all got a sparkly thing to get your attention. Yeah, the truth is, the message is identical. You guys stop me if you've heard this one. I promise. I read my lips. Scout's honor, I promise, if you make me commissioner, I'll do all the things. Some of you are smiling, that's because you know we do things a little differently in Ponderay County, don't we? In Ponderay County, they say no. No, 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 no. You go do all the things. You go do all the things, and you do them day after day, year after year, for a decade, or 2, or 3. And when you've done all the things, you'll have no choice. We'll put you in office. And I think that's because the people of Ponderay County understand that public servant isn't a title. Public servant isn't a business card. It's certainly not a t-shirt or a ball cap that you can throw on for campaign season. Folks, I would submit to you that public servant is a heart condition. It's a heart condition that many people in this room have. You can look around, you recognize them because they are always at the table. If you have this heart condition, you have a body of work that precedes you. If you have this heart condition, you have a body of work that fills pages. And if you have this heart condition, you're up until 3 in the morning trying to solve for quality of life for the people of this county. The message is, if you have this condition, there's already proof. You can check references. You can get the answers you're looking for. Is it important that you require proof? Maybe now more than ever. I suspect every election it feels like the most important election. I'll say this, my pastor used to bust this one out about every 6 months. He'd wake up, have too much coffee or something, I couldn't tell you. He'd come in and he'd say, if someone accused you of being a follower of Christ, would there be enough evidence to convict you? Whoa, buddy, I'm just here for the singing. Wait, why do you have to come and step on toes like that? It was always so profound. I always took it just like a kidney shot. And I've tried to live my life that way, personally, professionally. If I'm going to stand here and tell you that I'm a public servant, is there enough evidence of that to convict me? A jury of my peers, will they find enough evidence of that? It's a question you should be asking of everyone. This is not unique to county commissioner position. You should ask that of everyone in these chairs here tonight. I do have a favor to ask of you guys. Something you can do for me, it's a little bit of homework. You're going to get a lot of information tonight. You're going to get bombarded with politics for the rest of the year, frankly. But at some point, you guys are going to walk out that door right there. And when you do, I want you to stop and I want you to take a second. And I want you to look around and I want you to see this town again for the first time. And I want you to remember why you chose to live here and why you might choose to raise a family here. I want you to feel that freedom all over your face. And I hope that's a good reminder for you come November 3rd, what's at stake. Guys, it's been my privilege, the singular privilege of my lifetime to work for you, to work with you, and I thank you for the time.